That we'll be suspending at 4:30. Proceed.
Thank you very much. I can't hear myself, Cuba Salt. Mr. Speaker, could you protect me from Cuba Salt, please?
Members, please, each member will be allowed to enter the debate. Right now it's the member for Tobago West. Kindly proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to thank you for the opportunity to join this debate at this time. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I want to say it's always very discomforting coming to this House to listen to the now opposition speak about diversification and what we should do and what a host of things that they didn't do. And the nation needs to ask the question, when you were in government, what did you do to diversify the economy? What did you do to advance economic development for Trinidad and Tobago? It's interesting to stand here, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and listen to the opposition, because I can recall we were in opposition at the point in time when it was in 4 months that the People's Partnership government would have sent home over 10,000 people. And the newspaper records shows that. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the member for Caroni Central would have spoken about the need for diversification and so on. And the member would have been a part of the government both under the NAR and under the UNC and had more than one opportunity, pretty much several opportunities to contribute to economic diversification in Trinidad and Tobago. It's interesting, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and might I say disheartening, to sit and listen to all this talk from a previous government or opposition that during their time when they had the precise opportunity to invest in the future of Trinidad and Tobago would have spent millions to move a fire truck from the side of the road, would have done all kinds of stuff like, what do you call it, hoops for life and what do you call it, life sports, and some of these programs that would have caused much chaos, confusion, and corruption in Trinidad and Tobago. But Mr. Deputy Speaker, allow me to stand here and raise issues. I wanted to talk to Tobago first and foremost, because if you listen to the members opposite, you would believe that they have some kind of interest in tourism development in Tobago. I've listened to the outbursts from the member from Couva North, even Oropuch here today. And I want to say, I can remember returning home from school in 2008. Mr. Deputy Speaker, can you protect me from Couva South, please? And please let him know he'll have his chance to speak.
All members will be given the necessary protection, members. All right, and again, we are just roughly 6 minutes away from the suspension. Members, let the member complete her presentation. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I can remember in 2008 when I moved back home from completing my studies in the U.S. And the people of Tobago, under the leadership of the then Chief Secretary, Mr. Orville London, were reaching out to Sandals. In 2012, again, Mr. London was reaching out to Sandals. Tobago had been reaching out to Sandals for years. And here we are at this point where we have engaged Sandals in discussions and negotiations are ongoing. So, Mr. Deputy Speaker, we are at a point where we could seize the moment to have this kind of development take place in Tobago. We see what Sandals has done for Barbados, for Jamaica, for St. Lucia, which is now building its fourth Sandals, and we would like, the people of Tobago would like the opportunity also to participate in that kind of development. So if Sandals is good for Jamaica, for Barbados, and for the rest of the region, why isn't it good for Tobago, a nation that has been knocking on the doors of Sandals for years? The stakeholders are ready, the people of Tobago are ready for this level of economic activity, and Mr. Deputy Speaker, may everybody who's not happy for Tobago at this time or not supportive, let them sit back and allow us to strive now. Give us the opportunity to seize the moment and to attract this kind of investment to our shores. I want to let the people of Trinidad and Tobago know that even in this negotiation, the government of Trinidad and Tobago would not make any kind of commitment that would damage the people of Trinidad and Tobago, especially the people of Tobago, and we will continue to interact with the nation and communicate with them so they know what is taking place. It is unfortunate, Mr. Deputy Speaker, that members opposite and their peers and supporters take to social media ill-speaking Tobago and trying to dissuade people from investing and coming to Tobago. And there are several social media posts that state so, Mr. Deputy Speaker, but I wouldn't use my time to treat with them. But this is an opposition that was in government that would have spoken to, oh, they love Tobago and they want to invest in Tobago. At the point in time when they were there, let's ask, what did they do for Tobago and Tobago's tourism? We have the room upgrade program that was instituted in 2011. Not one hotelier, not one business person in Tobago had the opportunity to participate in that program, whilst the business people in Trinidad were benefiting from the room upgrade program, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I can remember as a Tobagonian, a parliamentarian traveling weekly to Trinidad, the promises about refurbishing and expanding the Crown Point Airport. They would have poured on that area with galvanized for years, Mr. Deputy Speaker, promising to do works on the airport in Tobago, and that was never done. And this government would have made the decision to ensure that the airport is fixed and expanded. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'm talking about works with Wassa and Cove plant. It is this government that has come at this point in time to improve infrastructure for Tobago. And it is this government in December 2015 that would have taken a note. I took that note to Cabinet to get the Tobago stakeholders to have access to the room upgrade program, because they sat there and suffered while they did not help them. So to come here and to pretend that you have any love or any care for Tobago, I don't know who they think they're fooling. I could remember under the UNC, when the UNC was in government, it was one international flight coming to Tobago per week. One, Mr. Deputy Speaker. But in November and October of last year, we could now speak to Thomas Cook now flying to Tobago directly. We can now speak to Condor flying to Tobago directly from Frankfurt. And that did not happen under their watch. So it's all well and good for Cuba not to sit there and shout, nobody's coming, nobody's coming. But what did you do when you were there for people to come? Right, so, Mr. Deputy Speaker, it's about what you have done and what you're doing. Rome was not built in a day, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and this government is working with the Tobago House of Assembly to help to improve tourism in Tobago and to afford the opportunities to the tourism sector. Mr. Deputy Speaker, allow me to speak to some of the infrastructural development that is taking place in Tobago, because it's not just about development specifically for tourism, but it's for the people of Tobago in order to have a proper business environment. So we are developing Tobagonians in a developing Tobago so that people will be attracted to Tobago, to invest in Tobago, so we could further diversify the economy of Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Deputy Speaker, let me speak to some of the projects, even under Wassa, to improve water services in Tobago. The development of wells in Goldsboro, Roxborough, Calder Hall, among other areas, and these projects will bring 4 million gallons of water per day to these areas. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the upgrade of the Charlottesville water treatment plant, which is expected to be completed by July of this year, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Member, sorry to interrupt at this time, but it's now 4:30, and we'd like to take the suspension for tea. This House will resume at 5 p.m.